Trolls, for the most part, are just basically out there to get a reaction out of people. I think the thing about with a lot of people is the thought of is that trolls are have some maniacal idea or scheme behind things. Trolls aren't active in doing anything positive primarily. So they are just trying to spread negativity. And I think a lot of it comes from people are just miserable. Honestly, people are just miserable. There's no other way to put it. So a lot of people, instead of trying to better themselves, try to belittle or lessen other people to kind of, they feel like life has mistreated them in some way. So they try to troll or mistreat other people in some way. And they say it's a joke, I'm just being funny, but really they're just miserable and they're trying to make other people feel miserable. Like, how dare you feel good about life when I feel like life is shitted on me? So they try to put that type of negativity on other people to degrade and bring them down. And I understand like a lot of people have mental health issues and a lot of people like seriously it's like I want to say dangerous thing to do to other people, especially you don't know how someone is. So I guess in those terms, a lot of people feel like trolls are more threatening. Like to me, I'm just kind of like then just ignore them. Just because people are going to say stuff. That's just real life. Honestly, that's just real life. People are going to say things. People are going to do things. People are just going to be absolute assholes. It's going to be a fucking dick. So you can't let those people rule your life or dictate your life, right? I think the thing with cancel culture is there's a lot of people who feel like they've been wronged in some way, form or fashion, and their way of sort of getting back at the bullies or society, if you will, is by wanting to cancel things that have nothing to do with them or really anything negative. They just want to have something bad to say about it. And what makes it even worse is you have a lot of people who want to cancel things that they don't even want to support. So even the people who are behind it and they're like, okay, you know what, we'll make those changes, we'll do all that stuff, they'll do it and they still won't partake upon it. So it's just like, what were you upset about then? The reason I feel like trolls are as bad as they are is because I feel like in some way they feel like life has wronged them, so they are just miserable and they want to be miserable to other people to spread negativity and bring other people down. Whereas cancel culture, in the same form, in some way I think have felt that life has mistreated them or felt mistreatment from life, but I feel like also a lot of it, a strong point of it comes from is bullying. I think so because cancel culture is basically a nice way of being an online bully. That's all it is. And I feel like in a lot of ways, a lot of people in cancel culture, I think they are basically trying to be that bully to get back at people they think are not even necessarily being bullies. It's kind of like on some mental level. It's not that you're actively against someone who's doing something wrong. You're just trying to, in this point, make up something that you feel is like, oh yeah, that's wrong, and then try to go at it to feel like you're actually accomplishing something when really you're not. So instead of you actually attacking a situation that needs to be handled, you're attacking things and making up shit to try to attack things that have nothing to do with anything, that have nothing negative at all, just to be like the guy, like, I did this or whatever. So you're basically you're essentially being a bully. You got bullied in some way in life, and instead of you actually going against the bullies, you feel like you can't do anything. So you're trying to bully other people who had nothing to do with the situation, who aren't trying to be negative or trying to bully you in any way, or trying to bully anyone else, and you're just basically being a jerk to them. So I feel like trolls and cancel culture kind of maybe not directly hand in hand, but they both have some things that I feel cross over into one or the other. Ignore them, don't deal with them, don't engage. And if you do choose to engage, then come in your A game. By the end of the day, don't be salty. They're miserable, they're upset with life. Don't let them bring you down to be miserable and upset with life as well. You know, doing something that you enjoy, positive, look into other things that's outside of them and their negativity. I feel like council culture, majority wise, is just a swarm of trolls, but it involves usually a swarm of people who where maybe possibly were bullied, maybe possibly were trolled, maybe possibly feel like life has mistreated them, and instead of spreading positivity or actually fixing negative or fixing things that need to be fixed, they feel the need to attack things and people which are not promoting negativity or anything wrong or bad at that point. I think the main problem with cancel culture is that it's a culture to essentially troll and to derail something that has no reason to be derailed at all for whatever reason. I think it just comes down to a whole thing of society. So then it becomes, how do you change society, which that becomes a tricky thing. I think people should stop being dicks to each other. Stop being dicks to each other. Treat other people with respect, no matter what it is, nationality, ethnicity, backgrounds, what they socially identify as. I mean, fuck it. Honestly, dude, if someone socially identifies as an attack helicopter, like I kind of want to hang out with that person. It's like, what do you do? It's not as bad as the guy in Space Dandy who identifies as a robot. That's kind of tough. That was a tough life. I got only like a few sips left. So, in conclusion, cancel culture is definitely, I think, the tough one. Trolls, fuck them. They're gonna say shit. They're gonna do shit. They're gonna say they're not gonna do shit. Honestly, for the most part, they're just gonna say a lot of things, try to bring you down, negativity. You can't let that shit. You can ignore them. You can block them. Just put a lot of. If you can't surround yourself with positive people, surround yourself with positive things. I think that's a more important thing of trolls, because that's all trolls want to do is to spread negativity. They want to make you miserable, like they feel miserable. So there is no reasoning. People try to argue with them and try to reason with them. Trolls don't aren't looking for reasoning. They just want to say something that they know doesn't make any sense, and they just want to get a reaction out of you. So either ignore them or just surround yourself with positive things. But for the ultimately, if you want to roast them, I would say just roast them and then be on with your day. But don't sit there and be like, I gotta argue with them. You're not getting anywhere, because they're gonna keep commenting and they're gonna keep responding, because they want, the longer you spend arguing with the troll, the less time you spend doing something you should be doing. And that's what they want. They want to pull you from something else. So do not let trolls control your time, your emotions, your feelings, and your actions. Do not let them, because that's what they want. When it comes to cancel culture, it's a bit tricky because it's entire culture. It's like it's kind of almost society. I feel like in those regards, keep your head up, stay positive, treat others, spread positivity, and things of that nature, the action. You can kind of, if you need to, because a lot of times you'd be surprised. Like, it'll be just one person that says something like, dude, that's not cool. And you don't have to be mean. You have to be degrading to somebody like, you're a dumbass motherfucker. You fucking suck. You don't have to do that shit. Because then a lot of people are just kind of, they get in their feelings or emotions, and then they feel like they come back and attack you even if they were doing something wrong. So I feel like a lot of times just be like, hey, that's not cool, or correct somebody in something and then just kind of be off with it, to not jump into the same negativity pool with them, but at the same time being like, this is not cool. What you are doing is not helping anything. It is not pushing anything positive, and you need to stop. And you'd be more surprised at how many people are just like, you know what? Stop that. That's not cool. Like, dick move, bro. So like I said, cancel culture is a bit trickier. You can probably talk about the entire subject. You can probably debate it differently in so many ways and for so much time. I only have a beer. In conclusion, those are my conclusions.